This is going to be a video on key opens, the importance behind key opens, how I like to mark them out, why we mark them out, and specifically why one of them is, in my opinion, the most strongest one. So, when the 10 a.m. candle opens, right, that is on futures the start of a new 4-hour candle. So, from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., we have the price action from 6 to 10, and then 10 a.m. opens. That's the start of the new 4-hour candle, and we get a lot of movement in that case. So you would want to look for a 10 a.m. candle. In this case, this is the close, this is the open. 10 a.m. Mark them out. Here we have open, low, high, close. 2 p.m. would be over here. So from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., that's the 4-hour move. From 10 a.m. to 2, 4-hour candle closes. So we have an open, low, high, close. So let's say open, low, high, close. Here we would be wondering where our entry would be. We would be looking for entries. In this case, we have this price movement down. You could have entered, being that this was the low, and this was the open. Here's our low. Price doesn't mitigate lower right away. Price moves up, taps into this. You could use either this or this. Taps into this order block. Here could have been a smooth entry targeting 10 a.m. low. We get 183 points there. Put stops above the CE. CE is over here. You could put a 15-point stop, 20-point. Depends on how much risk exposure you have going on. That's one way we could have entered. Another way we could have entered based on our strat. This is the move down. This is the last move. We don't get the max expansion. You can also mark this one out. We have a 4.5 here. 4.5 and 8.5 are usually kind of the same. Almost show the same amount of strength, just depending. In this case, we have obvious reason to continue higher. We have 10 a.m. It's mitigated. We rebalance all this. Price starts to distribute higher. Open low, high close. You could have entered on your change in state of delivery. This is the last candle that took out the low. Entries could have been, could use the wick. Once we get price push past this last point of the move, the high, this would be our change in state of delivery. Price closes, you wait for a retest, enter. Could have targeted this high, these highs, or just even the major high up here, which eventually, if you were trailing, you would have got stopped out somewhere around here if you were trailing. And so you wrote your stop here. You got trailed, but even then, that's also still almost over 140 points. You would have been stopped in profit at 140 points. And that's pretty much why I prefer to use the key open of 10 a.m. It works very, very well. It also works in this scenario. Let's say this is the high. 2 p.m. is, I guess, right here. We have a open, high, low, close. 2 p.m. open. Right here, open, high, low, close. 6 p.m. would be this, but obviously we don't hold trades into the new market close. But still, you get the point here. Could have been our entry. This is the last low. You get a candle closure. You see, instead of entering here, you would have gotten taken out. Price didn't close solidly, so you always want to wait for a solid close. We get a solid close here. This is the lowest point before the series of upward candles took out this high. Price closes slightly below here. We get a retest right here. You could have targeted this hanging liquidity, or this BD array, I guess you could say. It kind of looks like an order block, although it fills that whole gap. Targeted the CE, a little quick 100 points. And there you go, that's another key open. The 4 hour preferably. I know like there's many key opens. I use the indicator myself sometimes. It, as you can see here, marks out. I have it to where it marks out previous day high, new day open, 10 a.m., daily open. Midnight open, new day open, previous day low. It's another good way to use this. As you can see here, before market open, we take out previous day low, and then we distribute higher. Let's see how we could have used this. 10 a.m. Where's 10 a.m. open? 10 a.m. opens here. Open, low, high, close. Where's 2 p.m.? I don't know. Yeah, I guess open, high, low, close. Open, low, high, close. This day was very tough. Let's start. Just the 10 a.m. high. Price is going to want to take out the 10 a.m. high. We would wait for a... In this case, me personally, being that we had this upward moves that quick at 10 a.m., I would have been looking for... I would have waited to look for shorts above here. Reason for that being is, with the strat, we have this move that we mark out on our expansion. As you can see, we get a max tap expansion up here. This is the high. This is the most recent low of the high that takes out the liquidity. Also taps into the max expansion. We get a solid close, a retest, many retests, but in this case a retest. Let's just do this. Point stop. Target these, this hanging low, this order block. CA of this order block, and there you go. This would be using the 10 a.m. markouts. The high, the low, takes out the low, takes out the high, distributes lower, eventually closes higher than its original open at 2 p.m. And this was Friday, so we don't know what price is going to do because market closes for the weekend. And that would be how you use the 10 a.m. key open. I should have just went with that. depending on what you trade. You could use the 2 a.m. as well, the same way as we use it on the 10 a.m. And just look, be patient, look for trades. And in the next video, I'll make this a part 2, and we'll use the key expansions with time frames. There's difference. I use 3 different times key opens with the expansion, and it'll all make sense. It'll help you find your exact expansion if price goes to it before 9:30, or if you trade London session. It works really well. I'll be making that video on the next one as a part 2 to this, but yeah, for now that's it for key opens.